Hi, Andrea here at the studio, and today's Deepening Your Practice talk is from the Yamas and Niyamas. It's Tapas, self-discipline. Now, I recorded one for this already for Tapas last week, and I uploaded it and everything, and when I watched it again, I was like, no, this isn't right. So I waited, and it seems like it's the right time now to talk about this. There's a lot of fire going on out there, and tapas means heat or fire, and it's also about self-discipline. When I was a teenager and you had said self-discipline or discipline to me, I would have been really like, ugh, discipline, what? But this is self-discipline as a way to transform. Now, I have this little story when Neil and I and some bunch of friends of ours were over in the desert of southern Utah, and we were on this like hike in the desert in the canyons, and we were looking at petroglyphs, and our guide was this really cool dude, and he was very excited about showing us all these ancient paintings and carvings into like thousands of years old into the rocks. And we were walking back, and my feet, I had the wrong shoes on. It was totally my thing, but I had the wrong shoes on for the type of walking that we were doing. The sand was really hot, and I had like these flip-flops on that kept like moving around. I usually walk barefoot in sand, but I couldn't. The sand was too hot, so I was getting blisters, and I was like so miserable. And we were almost back to where we were going to go back to the cars, and our guide got all excited and said, oh my gosh, there's this other new, like this petroglyph that I just new to him, petroglyph, glyph, they're all awesome, that he had found recently. He wanted to show us, but it required more walking. And I looked over at Neil and I said, I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it. I wanna go back. And I like shifted, speaking of teenager, I shifted into this like, my feet hurt, I'm tired, I'm thirsty, it's hot, blah, blah, blah. And he looked at me and he said, okay, all right, we'll go back. And his response was just really calming. Like he was like a rock. Okay, we can go back if you want to. And it just gave me the space to say, like, take a breath and get into my heart about the situation. And I realized I was like, I'm not going back to the car. I'm gonna go see these awesome cave drawings or cliff drawings. Like that's, so we ended up going, and I was so happy. And I didn't even end up having any blisters on my feet. It was fine. But the point of this story is I stayed in the fire for long enough and I'm so happy that I did. I like transformed from this like, I'm not going, I can't do it, blah, blah, blah. But with Neil's being like this foundational person for me at the time, that really is a lot, this like calming mountain of a person was just like, okay, no, we're good, we can go back. It just gave me the strength to be like, no, I've got this, I'm gonna do this. And our practice becomes a support for us with self-discipline and for this tapas, for keeping ourselves in the fire. So like we see this in the physical practice, we gain strength, we use our breath. Like say you're holding lightning bolt, otherwise known as Utkatasana, right? So you're in chair pose, I like to call it lightning bolt. Well, you're holding that, and your whole body is like on fire, and your mind starts to kick in, and maybe you hold your breath, but then you get this really calm. This is the practice. The calm comes in the breath. You feel rooted. You start to move the energy through your body so it's not getting stuck in any one place. And you can stay a little bit longer. And then you physically get stronger, and you mentally get stronger too. You realize what you're capable of. But your practice is a support. So when you first start practicing lightning bolt, maybe you hold it for like 15 seconds. And then over time, as you stay in the fire and transform even more, you're holding it for longer. So now this tapas is also coming up right now with so much happening in the world. And can we stay in the fire listening and being a part of, or just listening to things that are very difficult to listen to and things that are very difficult to see? Can we let our practice that we've been practicing, this compassion for ourselves, this compassion for others, can we stay in the fire when our own triggers come up, when our own crap comes up while we're listening to someone else talk? Can we just take a breath and say, okay, I'm not going to let my own stuff come in while I'm listening. I'm truly listening to what this person, these people are saying. Can we stay in that fire of being uncomfortable so that we can transform as individual people, like we're ever really individual, but as our own incarnation and as the whole, which is what we truly are, can we stay in the fire, be a little uncomfortable or maybe a lot uncomfortable, and transform, right? When our stuff comes up. This is what we've been practicing for: compassion, not being non-reactive, and just like, because someone says something and then something comes up, right? There's this like, maybe, and this could be stuff from your ancestors, right? Like, like belief systems and all this, and it comes up and it's like, can you just go, I'm listening, and take it in and really, really connect heart to heart. That's what we need. That's what we need right now. I'm gonna read this little. It's in the book. It's Saint Francis of Assisi. In his well-known prayer, speaks eloquently to the possibilities of transformation for each human being. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is inquiry, pardon. And when there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. This is a profound plea to change us from haters to lovers, and from disturbers of the peace to makers of peace. This is the prayer of Tapas, and it invites us to be in life in a very different way. The third choice. So you can ignore, you can scream and yell, or you can listen, and then transform.